Hello guys, welcome to this video. So I'm going to be looking at the ICT paper 3 to May June 2024. For this video, I'm going to concentrate on the spreadsheet aspect. Okay, we begin. You have been supplied with the following source files, which are these, right? Giraffes are endangered species only found in parts of Africa. You will analyze data on giraffes that have been rescued, tagged, and returned to the wild. Task 1, evidence document. Create a new word processed document. Make sure your name, center number, and candidate number will appear on every page of this document. Okay, so first of all, let's go create that and then ensure. So we create that and ensure that our name will appear on every page. So you can have your name either in the footer or header of the document. So I'm going to have my name here, comma, NG156, which will represent my my center number, and then 0004 will represent my candidate number. The next line says, save this document in your work area as J32 evidence underscore followed by your center number underscore candidate number. So I'm just going to copy this, okay, and then go right there, and then go to file, and then go to save as. I'm interested in saving it in my source folder here, so I'm going to have the name here underscore NG156 underscore 0004 as my candidate number. Okay, so let me just better write this in capital letter just like I used to. Okay, so I'm going to save that right there. You will use this as your evidence document during the examination. Okay, good. So this done. All right, so task 2, spreadsheet. Open and examine the file j32giraffes.csv. So let's go open that. Where is it here? Giraffes. Is it giraffe? Yeah, giraffe.csv. Okay, so this is the file here. So what I'm going to do is just to click over here and then double click in between the column letters just to see the labels fully, right? So if you look at this file now, you will see that you probably will use it as an array to perform some lookup function, right? Good. So this file will be used in steps 2 and 3. Do not make any changes to this file. Open and examine the file j32sightings.csv. So okay, so let's go open that. Sightings, let's sightings here. Let's get that cracking. Okay, so another thing I'm going to do, I will select everything and then double click in between the column letters and then see that everything is showing. So it's time to examine. So as you can see number of sightings here. You can see number of sightings in 7-day period. So I think this is looking like one of those we've done before, maybe either February or May, June 3-1 thereabout, right? So okay, so save the file j32sightings.csv as a spreadsheet with the file name giraffe underscore followed by your center number underscore candidate number, for example this. Okay, so let's go ahead to save it. So I'm going to go to giraffe. Where's giraffe here? And then file, and then I'll go to save as, browse, and then I'm interested in, okay, I think I will save it here. Okay, so it's always good to save it in spreadsheet, in a spreadsheet format, right? Even if the question does not ask you to do so, I think it's better to do that. Let me see. Okay, they never mentioned it here, but always have that habit, even your evidence or something like that. Okay, so I'm just going to go back right there And then I think the name will be, let's see, followed by your center number. Okay, so center number, so will be ng156 underscore 0004 as my candidate number. I'm going to just save it right there. Okay, so rows 7 to 25 will show the number of sightings of the tagged giraffes in each country for 1 week in February. Okay, in February. So 8 to what? Let's see again. 7 to 25. So this is 7 to 25 here. Okay, so it's going to show the number of sightings of the tagged giraffes in each country for 1 week in February. Rows 28 onwards show the details of all sightings for this week. Okay, so this is the details for all those sightings. So as you can see, this is in the month of February. So everything happened in the month of February. So all these sightings here all took place within this date in the month of February, and each date was recorded, as a matter of fact. Okay, and then you can see code, you can see tag number for giraffe, you can see the species, what type of species, and then the country it was located in, West Africa, then the status, what could be the status, and then you have photographic evidence if there was any photographic evidence for that. Okay, so these are some of the little information you have to take in, and then so you can have an idea on what to do when the questions come. Now, place your name, center number, and candidate number center aligned in the header. So let's go ahead to do that. So I'm just going to click on this layout, page layout. Then I'll just go up here and then have my name, Ikechukwu Anolefo, comma, NG156 0004 will represent my candidate number, and then I'll click inside my page right here. Okay, so it has to be center aligned, and then place the text created on followed by space the automated date. So let's first of all do that, and then I'll continue reading. Basically, where am I supposed to place this? Place this followed by this. Okay, automated date, the automated date, yes, space, then the text at followed by space, then automated time in the footer. Okay, so they did not mention whether it's center aligned or left aligned or all that. So just go to the footer. So I'm just going to keep it at the left side. So created on, then I'm going to have space. Let me see the next thing. Space automated, the automated date. So I'm just going to go back right there. Automated date. So I'm going to just click on header and footer here. What I need is current date. So I'm going to just click on that, and then I get space, then the text at. So I'm just going to have at, and then space one more time, followed by space, then automated time in the footer. Okay, so I'm going to have automated time, current time, yes. Okay, did I have space? Did I put space there? So let me just put space right there. Okay, so that would be that. Did I make a mistake or something? Why is this showing time like this? Okay, there must be something okay, I put space in between here, which is not supposed to be so. Oh, okay, that space I put messed it up. Okay, thank you. I didn't take note of that. All right, so I think that's about it. So if you succeed in doing this, you're going to get yourself about 3 marks. So number 2 says, place a replicable formula in cell D28 to look up the species. So let's find D28 first of all. So let me just take it to normal. And then D28, I have D here, and then 28 right there. Okay. So place a replicable formula in cell D28 to look up the species using the code and the external file J32 giraffe.csv for the array. Okay, so we're going to make use of the code and then the external file for this, right? Good. So in this particular spreadsheet here, we have the code here. So we're going to use this code, this particular cell, as our lookup value. So of course, the type of lookup function we're going to use here will be the view lookup, because our lookup array. So if you look at the code here, if you go to our array here, you see that the data, they are all arranged in a vertical form, right? So this is our code here, which is in vertical, and then all other indexes, they are all in a vertical form. Okay, so that's why we're going to use the VLOOKUP function. Now, so have equals, and then we're going to use VLOOKUP, which is suggested. I'll double click right there, and then the next thing you want is the lookup value. Of course, the lookup value will be the B28, and then comma, our table array will be the J32 giraffe. Now what I'm going to do here is to select everything here. It's not really necessary, because where I'm looking for is actually in the third column, which is the species. But anyway, I'm going to select everything anyways, and then take my index and take my column index as 3, because I'm looking, I want the information I'm looking for this particular code is in the third column. So if you count 1 code, category 2, and then species, so that's why we are choosing 3 right here. So comma, we're going to have false. Now when you choose false, you are going to, Excel is going to return the exact value. Okay, so if there's any disparity, Excel is not going to return that. So that's what we mean. But for in this case now, exact value false is the most appropriate option to take, right? Good. So we can enter, and then it's going to return this. So for the code where it is N3 in the lookup array is going to match with the species of West African giraffe. So if you go back to your table array, if you see N3 here, N3 is here, and then you see that it's going to match the species here. Okay, so that shows you that your lookup function or the use of lookup was successful. Okay, that's for number 2. So that is done. Number 3, place a replicable formula in cell F28. So first of all, let's locate F28, okay, which is here. Okay, to look up the status using the code and the external file J32 giraffe.csv for the array. Okay, so we're still going to use the same code, and then we're still going to use the same table array, right? So the only thing that might change here will be the index number. So if you look at here, we have what we need here is actually status, right? In this particular F28. So if you go to a table array, wherever the code is actually N3, the status, which is here, which is in this column, is going to be critically endangered, which is here. So we want to return this in F11 in this particular table array. So what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to go on to type the if you look up again, I'm just going to copy this guy here. I'm going to copy the formula, exit one more time, and then go in here, paste that formula. Every other thing is correct. The what's it called? The code is correct, which is our lookup value. The range for our table array is correct. Returning an exact value is correct. The only thing that we need to change is the index number, right? Because we want to want it to return what is in the 6th column, right? So I'm gonna write 6 right there and then enter. Now, if you go back to your table array, you will see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 6th column is going to return the value which matches N3, which is the code here. Okay, so we expect to see critically endangered, right? So let me just expand that so you see critically endangered. So that tells you that that's correct. Okay, all right, let's select that. So number 4, replicate the formula or the formulae entered in steps 2 and 3 for all sightings. So we're going to go right there. You want to replicate the formula here. Let me just double click right there and then do the same thing here. Go to the bottom right of the selection of that cell and then you double click when it changes to black. All right, so that's number 4. We're done with that. So number 5, place in cell B3 a formula to count the total number of sightings for this 7-day period. The total number of sightings for this 7-day period. Place in cell B3. So let's go to cell B3. Oh, sorry. So B3 okay, so the number of sightings in 7-day period. Okay, so we're going to use the count, actually the counter, because the counter will count the number of text and values basically. So you find out that the dates here will represent the number of sightings. So I'm just going to hold down my control and shift key and then press the arrow down. So that will select basically A28 to A97, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to just press F4 or function F4 to lock it. So that will count that, right? And then supposed to return, it will return 70, return a value for us, okay, which is 70. So that will represent the different days that the number of sightings, which will represent the number of sightings for this particular species. Okay, number of sightings in 7-day period. Yes. Okay, so that's for that. Okay. Now number 6, place in cell B4 a formula to count the total number of sightings for this 7-day period. Okay, so let's first of all let's locate B4. Let's locate B4. B4 here, right? So I always use the name box here to locate. So once I click, you look at the name box to be sure that you're in B4, right? So it says place in cell B4 a formula to count the total number of sightings for this 7-day period, okay, where a photograph 1 of critical endangered species was taken. So which means photograph was taken of what? Critically endangered species. Okay, so in this case now, let's see. It means that for the status is we have critically endangered, we have endangered, we have vulnerable, we have the rest here for each of the species and countries, right? And then here we have also photographic evidence. So what the question is actually asking us is, within that 7-day period where photograph was taken and also critically endangered species was recorded. So as you can see, what we're looking for is where status is critically endangered, and at the same time the photographic evidence is yes. Okay, so which means that we are going to use the count ifs for this particular question, just like we did in somewhere in paper 3-1 or of May, June, or February, something like that. Okay, so here, so I'm going to click right here. So I'm going to have equals. So I'm going to use count ifs, right? I'm going to use the count ifs function here. Sorry. Okay, so the criteria range 1, that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to select here, hold down my control and shift key, press the down button. So that will select the range here from F28 to F97. So what I'm going to do, I need to lock them. So I press F4 or function F4 to lock them, right? And then comma. So Excel is nice enough to ask us about the criteria. So for this particular column, the criteria that I want is actually critically endangered. So you're going to write it as a string, right? So you want to write it as a string here. So I'll write critically endangered here. So that will be the criteria for the first range, right? So comma. So the second range now, criteria range 2, right? So it's going to match it up with if there is any photographic evidence, or if the photographic evidence is yes, right? So I will hold down my control key one more time, and then the shift key, and then press my down arrow key to select everything, and then press F4 to lock it. Okay, and then comma. This time around, what's the criteria? Yes. Where the photographic evidence is yes. Okay, so that's what Excel will do now. So Excel will go and search within this particular range where the text matches, or where it sees critically endangered. It's going to match it up with this particular range where it returns yes, and then it's going to bring out the number of times those were encountered. Okay. All right, so I'm going to press enter and then see that it encountered about 12. So if you go here and count where status critically endangered is there, and then it is also yes, and then compare them for every critically endangered species, there's yes for the photographic evidence. So if you count them, you're going to see that they're about 12. You can manually count, right? Good. So you may see critically endangered species which has a photographic evidence of no. Excel is not going to return that. I don't know if there's any one here. I can't see anyone. Okay, I think there's one here. So as you can see, we have one here. Excel will not return that. Okay, so that's that. Just want to give you a preview of how that works. Okay, so that's for that particular number 6. If you have any input, please, you can leave a comment down below. The other students will be able to also gain from your input. Okay, so number 7, insert a new row between rows 5 and 6. Okay, so let's go to rows 5 and 6. So we have rows 5 and 6 here. So what you want to do, you want to go at 6, row 6, right? Click on row 6 and then insert. So when you perform an insertion, it's going to do it on top. So that particular row becomes 6 this time around. Okay, so place in cell A6 the text critically endangered. So let me just copy that. So I'm going to have A6 here, critically endangered, paste it right there. And then number 8, place a replicable formula in cell B8 to display the number of sightings. So first of all, let me locate B8, B here. This is B6 actually. Okay, so B8 right here. Okay, place a replicable formula in cell B8 to display the number of sightings of a critically endangered species in this country, right? Replicate this formula for each country. Okay, so sightings of critically endangered species in this country. Now let's go to the detail of our. Okay, so we're going to return this for this particular country here, Botswana, right? So but when you get to the country here, which is in this column, you're going to see different countries, and then you're going to see the status critically endangered. So what we're looking for is for each country. Where's Botswana here? I think Botswana. Is that Botswana? The first one? Yes. Botswana. What we're looking for is if there's Botswana right here, or any country per se for this particular set of countries, okay, the sighting where we have critically endangered within, if you compare the country with the status, that's basically what we're looking for. So which means that tells you that we will still use the count if for this. Why? Because they say that we should display the number of sightings. They did not say calculate numeric total or something like that. So we are counting this time around. Okay, so because one of the students was telling me it's sum if or something. No, so we're going to use count if. So equals count if. Okay, sorry, count ifs this time where we need more than one condition, right? So the first condition will be the criteria range. First criteria range will be here. So I'll hold down Control Shift arrow down, okay, and then make sure you lock that because you don't want that to change, right? Comma. So criteria 1. So what criteria are we looking for? So whenever it encounters any country, content of this particular cell in here is going to produce the name of the country and then matches it with the second criteria, which is the status. So I'm going to select the status, which is the second range here. So what is the criteria? Let me lock it first of all. So what's the criteria? The criteria is a string, so I need to put it in a quotation mark. Critically endangered. So if you're wrong, you need to be able to type endangered. Am I correct? You need to be right. You need to check your spellings to be sure that you're correct with your spelling. So if your spelling is wrong, it's going to return a wrong value, right? So this is what we need here. Okay, so let's enter and see. So for Botswana, for the country, there's no critically endangered giraffe in Botswana, basically, right? So let's replicate. I think the question says also that we should replicate this formula for each country. So let's replicate it for each country. So I'm just going to replicate here. So you see that for this particular Cameroon, we have about 2 cases of critically endangered species for Cameroon, right? And then for South Sudan, we have about 4 cases, right? So if you check here, within critically endangered in the status column, you will see that you're going to encounter about 4 cases in South Sudan. Critically endangered 1, 2 for South Sudan. This one is Niger. Is there another South Sudan? South Sudan 3 and 4. Okay, so we are correct here. Is there another South Sudan? Let me be sure. Down here, critical Cameroon, Niger again, Ethiopia, and then we have Cameroon. Okay, so Cameroon is something like 2 or something. Let me see, Cameroon 2. Okay, good. So if you look at it, you find out that our formula is very, very correct because it compares the country with the status, and then wherever it sees a particular country, it will check whether it has critically endangered. If it's not, it will record it as 0. But anytime it encounters any critical endangers, it will count it as 1. And then if there's any other one it encounters, it will count it as 2, and so on and so forth. Okay? All right. So here we're done with number 8. So let's get to number 9. Format the top of your spreadsheet so that it looks like this. Okay? Make sure cells A1 to B1, make sure that cells A1 to B1 and A6 to B6 are merged. Okay? So let's take it one after another. So let me merge A1 to B1 and then come back and do the rest. A1 to B1 here, so let me just merge it. Okay, the other one is A6 to B6, A6 here to B6 here, merge that. Set the font size of the text in row 1 and 6 to 20 points. So I'll hold row 1 here, hold on my control key, select row 6, and then make it to be 20 points. I'll probably make it bold so that it looks like what I have right there. What's the next one? So let's look at the everything here. So 2 and 2 and 5 should be in a bit. So I'm going to just pull it in. That's fine. And then 5, pull it in a bit. Have country and this center aligned and bold. Center aligned and bold. That should be enough. Okay. This particular one, it needs to be also center aligned, but this time around I want to wrap the text. The same thing with this one, wrap the text, and then okay, so it's been wrapped. So need to, oh sorry, not this one. Move this one a little further in. Let me see whether this will bulge actually. Move it further in. Further in. Oops. Okay, so I actually want to make this one to fall in. Let me see if it falls in. Probably bring it down a bit. Let me see if it fits with this. Yes, giraffe, okay. And then these ones, I need to bring them down. Bring this place down. And then also wrap it here. Right align it. Make it to be at the middle. Wrap this one too. Make it to be at the middle and then right align. Let me see how it looks. Okay. So I probably might have to go in a little more. Okay, to make it fall in the third time, 3 lines here. Yeah, photograph down here. Okay, so we have this. So here, I think this should be centered. Right, yes. What am I missing here? So this one is already centered. But here is, let me see. Let me see how it looks here. Okay, sighting has to fall down. But, okay, good. I think I'm fine here, like this. Okay, number of sightings is looking like what we have here. So here, countries, they are all right aligned. So I'm just going to make them right aligned. And then this value also, sorry, this one is center aligned. Okay. So I think I'm done with it. I don't know if there's any other thing I'm missing. I don't think I'm missing anything, right? Yeah. So save your spreadsheets. So if there's anything I missed, just leave a comment down below. Let the rest of the students learn from that. Okay, good. So let's move ahead. So number 10, print your spreadsheet showing the formula or the formulae. Okay, so let's go make sure that it shows as formulae. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you go to formulas, go and show formula here. Now when you show formula, ensure that all formulae are showing very well. As you can see here, this part is cut off. So what I can do is simply select all my sheet, go in between the column, any of the column letters, double click there, and every formula will show appropriately. Okay, so it comes handy most of the times, right? So let's see what it said. So make sure that it is in landscape orientation. So let's go ahead to, okay, so first of all, let me show you something. Now, if you look at this particular formula here, it is important for, don't close your array, your table array yet. Just make sure you finish your exams before you close that, because if I go ahead, this is my table array here, if I go ahead to close it, oops, I don't want to save anything. If I go ahead to close it, if I find out that my formula becomes absolute reference, it changes from relative reference, so it becomes longer. That will make your printout to be more. Okay, so if you look at it here, it goes from C to user to Mr. ICT and all that, so it becomes longer. But make sure when you open the table array, it helps for the formula to be shorter. So ensure that that is the case for you. Okay, so if I go back right now here, you see that it becomes shorter. Okay, so I'm just going to go back, double click anywhere in between the letters, so it shortens out for me. Okay, all right, so we're going to go to file, go to print, and then make sure that we take landscape. Let me put off my internet for some reason, because I'm connected to work, work software. Okay, so let's take landscape. See that the grid lines are not showing. So in fact, I'm going to go in there, introduce the grid lines. Let me be sure, let me see the question if they say anything about grid lines. All row and column headings are displayed. All formula are fully visible. So there's no mention of grid lines, but anyways, I'm going to add the grid lines. So it's optional this time around. So I'm going to add grid lines for my own printout. Okay, you can choose not to, because the question never strictly talk about grid lines, but I think it's always necessary to do that, basically when the question didn't mention either to print without or with grid lines. Okay, so now we have it's in landscape. What's the next situation? The row and column headings are displayed. The row and column headings are displayed. So you want to go to page setup, you want to go to sheet tab here, and then make sure you click on row and column headings, and then you close that. So that shows you the row numbers and column letters right there. Right, so what's the next thing? All formulae are fully visible. So ensure that all your formulae are fully visible, so you can go ahead to print. Of course, I think the examiners, they are actually interested in the formula, not basically any other thing. So like this one here, I don't think when it comes out during examination, you might just throw it away and then put basically the areas that have values or labels, right? But to be on the safer side, you can put everything that you've printed out, because now you have about 12. Yeah, okay, right. So that's for that number 10. That's for number 10. So for number 11, it says select rows 1 to 7 inclusive. Okay, so 1 to 7 included, and only the rows between 8 and 26 where citing took place. This is quite similar to what we have done before, right? So 1 to 7 rows, 1 to 7. So let's go see that. So you need to remove the formula. So let me just go remove the formula, and then go back and then double click anywhere in between, just to make sure that all your data snaps back to normal. Now we're going to select, let me take this back to how it was. I think this is how it's supposed to be. Yes. So let's select from 1 to 7 here, And then the question says, and only the rows between 8 and 26 where a sighting took place. Oh, okay, good. So between 8 here and 26, if you check here, most countries don't have any endangered species sighting. So some of them are 0. Ethiopia, okay, sorry, Kenya, Malawi, Mozambique, and all that. So the ones that are 0, there was never any endangered species sighting, right? Good. So what we're going to do here is to actually filter this. So I'm going to select everything here with the heading. You want to go to home, and then you want to get to filter, and then you're going to filter it by number of sighting. So I want to uncheck 0 here, and then okay that, right? So which means that what the city we should select is from here to here for this particular question. Take a screenshot of the method used to select these rows between 8 and 26. Place this screenshot in your evidence document. Okay, so the proof of that will be here. So just click here, and then this is the window you're going to have. So I'm going to just screenshot this particular place, so probably from here to here maybe, and then have it in your evidence. So which step is this? This is step 11. Okay, so I'll have step 11 evidence. So you're going to paste it right here. Okay, this is fine. Okay, so that's my evidence. Okay, print this selection showing the values. Only print this selection, only this selection showing the values. Okay, make sure that the printout fits on a single page. The printout is in portrait orientation. So let's go ahead to do that. So what I'm going to do, I just want to select only this particular range. Then you want to go to print. You want to go to print, file to print, yes. So you want to select print selection, so that this is what you have, and then make sure you select portrait. It has to print in portrait. So let's do the rest of it. In portrait orientation, yes. The row and column headings are displayed. Okay, so we have the row and column headings right there. The row numbers and then the column letters, we have them right there. And then the contents of all the cells in the selected rows are fully visible. Okay, so they are fully visible. I don't think we're missing anything here, so you can go ahead and print your work. Okay, so you can print a PDF, or you can actually export it. You can actually go ahead to export such that you're going to have a PDF file of this particular printout. Something, oops, no, I made a mistake here. So I think let me go back right there. If you want to have a copy of the PDF, I think when you export, you may have to go to options here. You may have to go to options, and then what you want is actually the publish what. You want to select a selection here, and then okay that, and then I'll publish, and then replace the existing one with this. Okay, good. So selection will be the one that we printed. So most of the times you leave this like this, and then when it's time to print, you can just start rolling them out. See that this one is not actually showing the way it's supposed to from our description. So you can go ahead and then make some changes, or you can just go ahead to print straight up, because for some reason when you do that in PDF, I don't know why it does that. So you can go ahead and actually print straightforward. Oops, it's not even showing very well here. So I think it needs some element of arrangement, something like that. Okay, I don't think anything goes bad here. So we can go back and then go to print preview. Okay, that shows pretty well. Okay, so you can go ahead. So the way it's showing now is the way it's supposed to show. Basically, this tag giraffe sightings. Okay, so always try and examine your printout before you go on to do so. Okay, so is there another thing here? So I think that's about it. So in the next video, we're going to look at the file management as well as the web design aspect of this paper. Okay, thank you so much. If you have any contribution, please leave a comment down below. I will really appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello, guys. So we continue with the paper 3-2 May-June 2024. This time around, the web design aspect is what we're going to look into. Okay, so we begin. Task 3, file management. Create a new folder called J32, right? So let's do that. So I'm going to just go to my source, create a folder right there, call it this. So locate only the following files and store them in your J32 folder. So we have about 8 files here, or there about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to just locate them somewhere around here. So basically, I take every MP4 and PNG or JPG and text folder as well as CSS and have them in here. Okay. Yes. Display the contents of your J32 folder, showing the folder name, all file names. So let's go display that first of all. So display them here. And then the folder name is up here. This is the folder name J32. And then the next question will be showing the folder name, yes, all file names, which are these ones. And then we have file extensions. So file extensions, JPG, PNG, and MP4 and all that. If for some reason your own is not showing, you can just go to view here and then go to show and then make sure file extension is checked here if you are using Windows 11. Okay, file size, image dimension. So let's go check it out. File size, so which is this one. Image dimension, I don't think I have that, so I'm going to right click here and then I'm going to get to, is there a dimension here? Nope. So go to more and then go to dimension. Dimensions, are you here? Where are you? Okay, so I'll check it here and then okay, that will show me my image dimension right there. And then frame height and frame width for the video. So I'm going to also bring out the frame height and width. So I'm going to go to F, frame height here, check it, and then frame width here, check it. Okay, so this will show me the information that I need. Good. So take a screenshot of this folder, making sure that the required information is clearly visible. Place this screenshot in your evidence document. So let's go ahead to do that. So I'm gonna just go right here, take my print screen, and then take a screenshot of everything, making sure that you also take a screenshot of the folder name. So I'm gonna go to my evidence here. This is step, what is this? Step 12. So I want to get to my evidence, go to the next page as a matter of fact, and then step 12, evidence, and then paste it right there. Okay, so everything here done. So this will be able to fetch you 1 mark. So the next one will be task 4, web page. You will create a web page to help raise awareness of giraffe conservation. Create a web page called j32web.htm and save this in your J32 folder. Okay, so I already opened my my web expression here. So if for any reason your own appears like this, simply go to File and then go to New and then go to HTML. So that's how you can open HTML. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead to save as. Since this is the first time I'm saving, so I'm going to just go to save and then browse for your location. So you want it inside J32 folder, and then you want the name to be j32web.htm, and then you can save that right there. So see that the name is right there. Okay, so this web page must be created using a single table and work in all browsers. The table must fit 75% of the browser window and have a structure as shown in the diagram. Okay, just like we have here. Table borders must appear on the final page, right? So first of all, let's create the table. So I'm going to go to my web expression and then make sure I'll be in my design view. Go to table and then create table. So this table now will be 1 2 3 4 5. That will be about 5 rows. Okay, so this will be the rows 1 2 3 4 5. So that will be 5 rows, and then of course it's going to have about 2 columns, right? So let's go create that. So 5 rows here, and then of course it has 2 columns already. So remember that the width has to occupy 75% of the browser window. So it has to you have to have the width as 75% so that it will be able to occupy only 75% of the browser window, or fit within 75%. Okay, so I will locate that. Yeah, so that's for that. So let me first of all, now let's actually have the letters in there. So I have A, and then I'm going to merge the whole of the top row. So I'm going to merge the top of the whole of this. Right click, go to modify, and then merge, and then have it as A. And then let me see, merge the 3 here, merge them, the 3 of them here. Right click, go to merge, and then have it as B. Then I have C, D, E. Am I correct? Let me be sure. E, B, C, D, E, and then you have F here. So F has to be also. Let me make F2 like this, and then F. Okay, so that's for that. So the next thing is table borders must appear on the final web page. So let's take note of that. So I'm going to just give it like something that looks different, red. I'm going to come back to this. This table border, I can give the table border right now, but I just want you to see the effect. If you don't do that at the end of the day, I just pray I remember. If I don't remember, somebody should leave a comment down below. Okay, so each table cell is identified with a letter which must not appear on the final page. Okay, so we'll make sure that the letters don't appear on the final page. So number 14, set the title of the web page to giraffe conservation. Okay, so I'm going to just copy that. Of course, in the examination you're going to write. So what you want to do here, you want to right click and then go to table properties. No, sorry. You want to go to page properties, yes, and then have the title, change the title here. Okay, and then okay that. Of course, in the code view, this is where the title changes. So if you want, you can just delete it on title 1 and then change it to this particular text here. Okay, so I think we're good with that. That's for number 14. Number 15, place in cell A the image J32 banner.jpg. Okay, in A, so let's go find that. So remember to remove the letter. So I'm going to remove the letter, making sure that my cursor is blinking in that particular cell. And then you go to insert, and then you go to picture, and then from file you want to browse for the picture, of course here, that's banner, and then you want to insert that, okay, that, right? B, it says be a video tag to display this, to display J32 feed.mp4. I'll copy that so that it fits the width of this cell. So there are two things. So for this first sentence, there are two things we are going to do: add the video and then making sure that it fits within 100%, or it fits the width of this cell, right? So what I'm going to do, I do this in the code view. So I'll just go to design view, make sure I'm in here. So I need to remove the B, the letter right there. Then I'll go to my code view. So wherever the cursor is blinking, which is here, I'll remove this space here that they have there. So I'm going to have enter here, have my video tag. Of course, we know that for you to add video, it starts with a video tag. I'm going to get this one down. So the next thing I'm going to do is to add the tag that I will use to add the video. So which is source. I'll begin with source, and then src equals now the video name, right? So make sure that the video name is correct. It has to be correct. If it is not correct, it's not going to work. Okay, so either you get the exact video name from the question here and then add in the extension, or you go to the video itself right here, making sure you copy the whole name including the extension. So whichever one, it is fine. Okay, so that's so I'm adding this video, and then of course type equals video / mp4. Okay, and then you want to close that. Okay, so that's it. So now we've added the video, and then you want to make sure that it fits within the width of the cell. So you go to the starting tag of the video, you want to give it width equals 100%. Okay, make sure that you put your 100%. Okay, so I can save that and then go to preview this in a browser, and then this is what we'll have here. Okay, so at least this is the video here, even though it's not playing yet. So but I guess there's more information that we need to also. Now we've been able to add the video, and then we've been able to make it to fit 100% within the cell. Okay, now the next sentence will be, this video must show the controls. This is very important. It must show what? The controls, and play automatically. It must play automatically when the web page opens. Okay, so for us to show the controls, we're going to add the control attribute right there. So within the starting tag of the video, just space here, you want to have the keyword there, controls. So when you add this control, you can save your changes. When you refresh your page, you see that you have controls there, so your video can play. Okay, that's the control, has the pause button and some of those control buttons. So that's what it does. And then for the video to play automatically, there are two keywords I would like you to add. Autoplay, make sure the spellings are correct. Now if you do autoplay, it may not play automatically when it loads, but you have to, because most of the times a browser, for it to play automatically, you need to put the keyword muted. Okay, so you have to have this so that whenever you open the page, it will be able to play. So autoplay and then muted, right? So let me just save that, and then I'll go refresh my page, and then you see that whenever you open the page or you refresh the page, the video will play automatically without you playing it. Okay, and then see that it's muted. So if you want, you can mute or unmute, right? Now, if the question says that it has to keep on playing, right? So you can now add the loop attribute. Okay, the loop attribute. So when you add this loop attribute, you can save the changes. When you refresh that, the video will keep on playing in a loop, right? So that's how you can play it continuously. But obviously the question never said that we should add the loop, so I'm going to remove it. So the question says that it has to play automatically when opened, right? Good. So that's for that. So we've taken care of that. So the next one will be display an automated text-based error message if the browser does not support this video type. Okay, so let's go ahead to put an error message. So within here, in between the video tag, you can just have yourself this browser, so which represents an error message. This browser does not support this video file type, something like that. Okay, so this will be our error message. So this error message will display if for any reason the video does not play, or maybe the browser couldn't load the video. So that's the message that's going to appear. Okay, good. So I think that is understood. Okay, so the next one is in C. Place in cell C the image J32 Word.jpg. So I'm going to go right there, go to my design, and then go to C. Let me be sure of what I saw. Yes, C. Okay, remove that. So what we're interested in is having J32 Word.jpg. So you want to make sure your cursor is blinking in that C cell. So you go to insert one more time, and then go to picture from here, which is this one, and then you can insert that. Okay, that. Okay, so see that I'm not adding alternative text because I don't think the question mentioned it anywhere. I've checked. I don't think he mentioned it anyway. So I'm just adding the text without alternative. I'm adding the pictures without alternative text. Okay, so in D, we're going to add the image J32 contact in D. So let's go to D here. So I'm just going to remove this, and then go to insert, and then go to picture, contact, and then okay that. So number 15 done. So number 16, enter in cell E the text web page edited by. So I'm just going to copy that like I do. Then on a new line, enter your name, center number, and candidate number. Okay, so let me just in cell E. So I'm going to have this space. I'm going to have my name. Oops, I think it's on a new line. So on a new line, I'm going to have my name, Kechko Anolefo, comma, NG156, comma, 0004 as my candidate number. Okay, so that's for that. So set the text as style H3. So you want to select the text, make sure you select everything, and then make it style H3. Okay, so I'm going to save that. Let me refresh my page and then see how it comes out. Okay, good. So everything is good here. Web page edited by. All right, so number 16 is done. So let's go to number 17. 17, place in cell F the text from the file J32text.txt. Okay, So let's go copy that text. So txt should be this. Open that. So Control A, Control C. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to F, remove the letter. You want to paste everything right there. So what's the next thing? Set the text in paragraph style. So I'm just gonna copy everything, select everything, and then making sure that it has paragraph style, right? So let me check in the code view and see how it looks. So everything is looking good, no spaces and all that, so it's good. Okay, so number 17 done. Number 18, attach the style sheet j32web.css to your web page. Do not edit this style sheet. So I'm just gonna go do that. So go to attach style sheet, browse for it. Yes, this is the style sheet here. So I'm gonna just open that and then okay that. Okay, that attaches it for us. We can save our changes and then go check our browser and then see that it's been attached. So we're good with that. So that's for number 18. Number 18 done. Number 19, make the image j32word.jpg a link to open the web page j32word.html in a new window called _blank, right? Now, so it's going to open in a new window. So whenever we click on this this particular image here, it needs to open this particular web page, and they must open in a blank in a new window. So let's do that. So I'm going to go to here, and then I'm going to go choose this image, right click on it. You want to get down to hyperlink. So you want to click on this, on existing file or web page. What you want is to click on the j32word. So when you click on it, it gives the address. Now, what you want to do, you want to go to target frame. You want to go to a new window, and then you can see the target setting will be _blank, which is what we want. You okay that, and then you can see it here reflected right here. So you can okay that. Okay, so if you want to be sure that it works, you save your changes, refresh your page here, and then click on it, and then you see that it opens j32word.html. Right? Good. So that's for this part. Make the image j32 contact.jpg a link to an email editor to prepare an email to this, right? Let me copy that with the subject line giraffe. Okay, so let's go do that. So you click on the contact us image, right click on it. You want to go to hyperlink, go to email address. What you want, the email address, put the email address here, and then have the subject as giraffe. Okay, giraffe. Am I missing anything there? Let me see. No. Okay, giraffe, and then you can okay that. Okay, so you can save your changes and then always make sure your link works. So my link here, it works. Okay, so I'm going to just close that. I don't want it to show. All right, so want to continue? Do you want to continue? Nope. Close that. Thank you. All right, so that's for that. So number 18 and 19 are done. So number 20, save your web page. Take a copy of your HTML source and place this in your evidence document. Okay, so take a copy of your HTML source. So when they say this, some students will go and then screenshot this. You do only screenshot for CSS. Okay, so when they say you should take all the source, what you need is the whole code. Okay, so you copy the whole code. Now this is step, what is this? Step 20. Copy the whole code, go to your evidence document. So because they said take a copy of your HTML source and place this in your evidence document. So copy the whole code, go to your evidence document. This is step 20. Okay, so we can write step 20 evidence. Okay, and then paste the whole source right there. You shouldn't care, just paste it the way it is. Okay, so that's for that. So display your web page in a browser. If necessary, resize it so that all the page can be seen, all text can be easily read, the address bar is fully visible. Take screenshot evidence showing your web page in the browser. Place this in your evidence document. Okay, so let's go ahead to do that. So I want to make sure that my everything is saved here. So I think everything is saved, right? So we go ahead and then make sure we refresh our page, and then it looks like this. Now there's something I just remembered. If you remember earlier in the question, I said I was going to make sure that this is done. Table borders must appear on the final page. So you see that your web display here, there's no border, and the question says that it has to appear. Now, how do you do that? So I intentionally left it so that you see the effect firsthand. Okay. Why is this applying? I don't like this. Oh, okay. I think I supposed to have a link. Where is this border coming from? Basically, it's not always good to have a style. Basically, when the question never intended to ask that. So I'm going to remove. Where is this style referring to, by the way? So I'm just going to remove this part. I must have done something to show that. I don't know where I did something. What is it referring to in this code? Okay, whatever it's referring to, I've broken it. Okay, so so let me just save this, and then let me check my web page to be sure that everything is okay. I think everything is showing well, nothing is missing. Okay, so let me go ahead and then make sure that so what you're going to do, just go to the table tag. I would have done this earlier, but just to show you how it works. So you go there in the beginning tag of the table. So have border equals 1. Okay, so you can save that change, and then if you see that when we refresh this, the border will show evenly here. Okay, now if you do this at the beginning, the border might not be collapsed, right? So it's fine. Just once the border is there, I think the CSS probably did the rest of the job. Okay, so that's for that. So let's go ahead to screenshot this our page. If you check the page, it doesn't show fully. What I'm going to do, I'm going to click here and then make it a little smaller, and then reduce my window a bit. And then everything shows pretty well. Okay, so make sure you get this particular part. This is your directory. Make sure you get everything here. So what I'm going to do, take a screenshot, print screen, and then take a screenshot of everything, making sure everything is showing in here. Okay, take that screenshot and then go to my evidence. So call this step 20 evidence also. Yes, evidence. Yes, have this web page here. Okay, so this is fine for us. Okay, so that's for that. So I think everything in 20 done. Okay, and then if you've completed this, you're going to get about 28 marks, which is a lot. in your examination. Printing the evidence document, make sure your name, center number, and candidate number appear on every page of your evidence document. Save your evidence document, print your evidence document. Okay, so I think that's about it for this video. So if you have any comments, any observation, please leave a comment down below so that other students can also benefit from your suggestions. Okay, so I'm going to leave a folder to the finished work for those who would like to also probably use it, analyze the work that I've done. I will leave a link for you to download it also, to add, maybe make changes, and then do whatever you want to do with it. Okay, all right guys, thank you so much for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.